What's going on, world? It's your guy, D-Hop. Today, we got a special guest, my guy, Seany.
What's happening, brother?
How you?
Everything blessed, man. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you for being here, man.
Nah, for sure.
Moments with D-Hop. We're going to get into it. Seany, talk about his artistry, his acting career, and just, who he is. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Moments with D-Hop featuring my guy, Seany. Yes, sir, we back. As I said before, Moments with D-Hop. I got my guy here, Harlem's own, Seany.
For sure.
You understand? So we appreciate you stopping by, giving us a moment of your time. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So let's get into it. I like to start with the introduction, let people know who you are,
Right.
demographics, where you from, and all that, and then we get into the nitty gritty of the business.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, I go by the name of Seany from Harlem, New York, born and raised. And this is a pleasure being here, being interviewed by my man Dave. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited. Just like, it's a pleasure even being here. You know what I mean? So we just get right into it. You know what I mean? Ready.
I like that. Let's not waste no time. Harlem bred. So let's get into a little background before we even jump into the what we here for, right?
Right.
So, growing up in Harlem, are you originally from Harlem? Did you move to Harlem? Was you born in Harlem? Like, let's talk about that.
Nah, I was born and raised in Harlem, Harlem Hospital, 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the summer, like August 5th, you know what I mean? So 89. So like
80s baby.
Yeah, all like the last of the 80s baby. So all my life I've been living in Harlem and stuff like that. So it's just that growing up, just seeing a lot of things, like just as a regular kid, just like minding his business and stuff like that, just having fun, like back just growing up in like the early 90s and stuff like that. So any questions you need to ask me, I can just get straight to it. So that's the nitty gritty right there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So at what age did you start doing the music thing, or at what age did you say, you know what, I got a different path in life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like versus like the regular going to school 9 to 5, or was it always like I want to be in the limelight, or you had the passion for entertainment?
Right. I always had a passion for entertainment. At the age of 8, I wound up like picking up my first saxophone. My grandmother bought a saxophone for me at the age of 8, and I started practicing that based on the frequency that I was picking up on, because I had as a child I had a disability based on speech impediment. So I was constantly going to therapy and fixing up my speech impediment and stuff like that.
Right.
And due to the fact that my grandmother, she was musically influenced, she had like these old records and stuff like that. And I thought, as a kid, you listen to these old records, you're like, why are you listening to this? This is the wave and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I wasn't appreciating the music at that time, because as a kid, you're looking at video music box from Ralph McDaniel,
Right.
from like Tribe Called Quest, NWA, Slick Rick, and stuff like that. So that was
The golden era. That's our golden era.
Right. So as a kid, that was the frequency that I picked up on. You know what I mean? So I fell in love with music, and that was like a way of something that a language towards me that was new to me, that I related. You know what I mean? So when I decided to do music, that was like my first thing, picking up the saxophone and stuff like that. But also too, I was always into writing stories and stuff like that. So always penning stories. Just having an imaginary idea, just like creating my own stories and stuff like that.
Right.
But far as music, I never, like far as rapping, I never even thought about, you know what I mean, like just as as a teenager. That wasn't even the first thought. You know what I mean? But after a while, as I started getting older, I started appreciating like the old music, like wide messages and feeling and emotions and stuff like that. So,
right. So what other instruments do you play besides the sax? If you play anything else?
That was like my first instrumentation that I ever even touched. And then after that, when I was 13, I tap danced in Watley Secondary School in 114th, between 7th and 8th and stuff like that. So I always was into entertainment, always into entertainment, but like rapping was like the last secondary thing I even had in mind.
All right. So what was it like growing up in Harlem, or just growing up home? You have siblings, brothers, sisters?
Absolutely, I have five brothers, and like actually 6 brothers. I actually have 6 brothers. 5 brothers is from the same mother and stuff like that. My other brother, he live upstate, and I have 2 sisters, 3 sisters and mom at home and stuff like that. But mainly I was close to my five brothers and my older brother.
Where do you fall at in the line?
I'm the third oldest.
Oh, so you got all of them underneath you for the most part.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
So what was that like? Growing up being the third. That's crazy because I'm the third too.
Right. It's I had my older brother.
So you like the third of 8.
Like basically it's like my sister had her own lane,
right.
But I was like basically out of my brothers I was like the second in command out of my older brothers. So I always was following behind my older brother, and my older brothers used to get mad because like, why he catering to the middle brother, but jealousy came into play and stuff like that. But envy, but it was like we kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just that my older brother kind of like was like, I looked up to him as far as like flyness, swag, ambition, mainly ambition.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, but overall he had swag, like the cars, the females, ambition, like overall, like because like he grew up with his childhood friends and stuff like that, and I admired that. I was like, damn, I want to be like that, but I try to implement that same energy. But as a kid, when you advance at 15, 16 years old, right, at that particular age, and you kind of like 10, 9, 8 years old, you trying to catch up with that, but it's almost like you getting lapped. Like you can't catch up with that energy. It's right. Like you try to catch up with the energy, you kind of like stumble and fall and stuff like that. So I kind of like, whoa, like I can't catch up with that energy because him and his friends is moving at a rapid rate.
They already gone.
They advanced. Right. It's like me, I'm just crawling. So with that, I was like, you know what? Let me try to ease off and create my own lane. You know what I mean? That's where music came into play. I'm like, you know what? I can't follow his wave on what I admire, right, but I can write and rap about what I see. You know what I mean? So that was my outlet on like based on how I view things in Harlem and stuff like that. So it's like if you ain't have fresh kicks, you ain't getting no girls. If you ain't have a fresh cut, if your mouth not mint, if your sneakers not fresh, if you not like neat, right, like it's quiet, like it's over. If you ain't got the latest phone, back then they was like judging you based on what type of phone you had.
Yeah,
the sidekick,
the next tail, the sidekicks and all that.
And the sidekicks and the flip phones and all that. If you ain't had that, it's like it's a wrap. You know what I mean? So those are things that I admired based on my older brother. But I always wanted my own lane. Like, but at the age of 12, 13, that's when I really found out that what I really wanted within me, instead of trying to like follow.
Right.
Like.
And what was that? Tell the people like what was that innate? That's like, you know what? This is me. This is my space.
It was based on music. I had a couple of friends of mine start rapping. Like I tried at first, and I kind of gave up the following week. But due to the fact that in 2002, 2003, rap battling became like the norm, and people I was surrounded by was rapping. So I had a friend. He go by the name of the boy Ice. He basically me and him. He's my childhood friend. He started rapping, and I came to his crib. He was like had DMX and Jadakiss and stuff like that, and he had instrumentals. So he just started rapping, and I was like so intrigued. He's like, you could do this too, but when I tried it, I was like, nah. But constantly, I kept being surrounded by so many rappers. It became like a norm to me. Okay. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try, but this time let me perfect my craft and study the people that I admire. So that was my outlet of following my own lane.
Nice. And what age was that?
13.
So let's fast forward, because we want the people to get to know you before we talk about what you into.
Right.
So fast forward, what was high school like in Harlem, or what was them high school years like? What were some trials and tribulations that you had to go through, or that you went through, that helped mold the person that you are now?
Well, the good part about me being a teenager, doing the rap thing, I went to an after school program within Harlem Children's Zone.
Okay.
It was located. They had different locations, but one location that I mainly went to was on 18th and between 7th and 8th Avenue. That was like right between the building, but mainly it was an after school program where you could be able to do your academic homework and stuff like that. But they had a studio, like as far as videography and
so you was lit.
So like between it happened accordingly. It fell right into my lap. So as I'm in that, I'm in high school, still quiet in a way and stuff like that. So I'm writing in the corner, in the back of my classroom, writing and stuff like that. But nobody didn't know that I was rapping because back then I was shy. I was a shy kid, but super highly intelligent when it came to my academics.
Right.
But my teachers knew that I rapped, and they was like encouraging me to perform in front of my peers and stuff like that. But
sometimes that's all you need is that one or two people to like give you that push to believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Right. So like with that situation, the tribulation behind that is like was the funds, because it's like you a kid, you want to have fun. You want to have fun and do what you need to do and mess with girls and stuff like that. I was into that, but also at the same time too, it was like a calling. Like, nah, forget that. This is what your purpose is, to express yourself as an individual, because you know that you had speech impediment, you developed your speech, people need to know your story. You know what I mean? So I ain't have a mentor to coach me to write songs and stuff like that. But when I developed the relationship with my uncle, God rest his soul, his name is Steve Campbell. He was the one that actually was rapping in the house. He was the only person that was rapping in the house, my uncle. But his hooks, he was writing hooks. And then verse. The hooks was just like on pocket. And I was like wondering like how he was doing it. So he was coaching me how to write hooks.
That's dope.
And he was like, nah, that's whack, trash, do it again. And I was like, what? Like it kind of discouraged me.
This is hot.
Like it discouraged me. I was like, what? Like I said, nah. He was telling me straight up because he's older than me. He's like, nah, it's trash. But his raps was more hardcore. But he knew how to structure hooks for some particular reason. But he was like, nah, that's trash. Do it again. And then I had my lyrics was on pat, but he's just like my hooks. It had to be on pocket. So he was coaching me along with that, and then doing the after school program and stuff like that. But tribulation as far as that, distractions again far as like females and trying to keep up with your friends, and you want to party and stuff like that. You're a kid, you know what I mean? Like you just want to have fun. But those the main tribulations behind that. It's like my goal was just to be successful, just to make my family proud.
That's dope. So now you in your own space. You know,
Right.
feeling yourself for the most part. Your
Right.
swag is up.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? You got
Right.
everything. You know. So now, as an adult, young adult, you come to yourself. So at what point do you say, yo, or let me, you know what? Let's jump around a little bit.
All right.
How did how did you catch the acting bug, or was that something that just fell into your lap?
When I was like going back to when I was like a teenager, when I was 16, a friend of mine's, his name is Charles Gregg, call him Charlie Cash. I was studying at the time I was studying Big Daddy Kane Hard and Coogee Rap, and just finding out the essence of hip hop. Came to his crib, and he had a Triton, and he had a bunch of CDs, and
Let people know, because you said two things, two jewels. You dropped two jewels.
right
One, you studied,
Kane.
right, and then a Triton. So I understand, right, the importance of studying, and I know what a Triton is. But I want you to break down a little bit about studying these great MCs and why you think that's important.
Based on like when I was 16, I fell in love with Big Daddy Kane based on swag, delivery, lyricism, how he looked. He was just at the time when he was like youthful. He just had a handsome look. He just had his demeanor, but his whole swag, even though he's from Brooklyn, his whole swag was just like out there, and I just like I admired that. And I'm like, yo, like that. It messed me up because I'm thinking like yo, this is how Harlem had this attitude,
right.
But also at the same time too, I admired that. And even with Rakim, when I was like studying Rakim, those are the two main people I was studying when I was 16. But it's just that the message that they was putting out into the records is like you have to have skills in order to be great. If it wasn't, even though hip hop based on 5 elements: graffiti, breakdancing, MCing, DJing, and clothing. Those are the 5 elements. And without those, it's like hip hop wouldn't be what it is right now.
Right.
So I had to study that. So based on going back to my friend having a Triton, I seen Long Live the Kane CD, so I picked that up. But I seen the big picture from Big L, so I'm like, who's this? And my boy was like, take that with you for 2 weeks, study that. He was telling me that that's the same dude that admired Kane. So I said, okay. So I had a CD cassette, popped in the tape, heard the CD, heard the big picture intro from the intro all the way to the end of the track, mind blown. I was like, yo, Big L is just like everything. I forgot about Kane. After that, I forgot about Kane. I was like, nah, I ain't listening to Kane no more. So after that, I gave him back the CD. The following 2 weeks, bought my own CD plus the first album. I started studying those. Fast forward, 5 years ago, I met Big L's oldest brother, Big Don. Shout out to Big Don. He came home, he created a profile, he started promoting Big L, started messaging him and stuff like that. And then fast forward, I was at 140th at the mural, took a picture, seen Big Don, ran down on him, made him chop it up for an hour and a half, built a cool relationship from there. Going to the film, I'm at work, a friend of mine named Nine Lives, shout out to Nine Lives. He basically referenced me to the producer that was producing the film through somebody that he knew. C Styles referenced Nine Lives, which is my man's, and referenced me. So it was a chain reaction. So I'm at work, I told him that I get off, I met up with him on 140th, met with the producer, they looking at the mural, they looking at my face, going back and forth, looking at the mural, had my glasses on, put the hat hat back to my head.
There you go. There you go.
And then they was like, the producer, his name is Days. Shout out to Days. He was like, you think you could do the audition? I say sure. That same Wednesday, it was a Wednesday night. I got the audition done by Friday. The video done it within 2 days. Sent it to him in a heartbeat because I studied the Yes You Made remix from Lord Finesse and Big L, and he was stunned like, whoa. Oh, can you study the 98 freestyle in person? I said, cool. We're gonna come back in August, be prepared.
Right.
August come, me and my brother come, pulled up, seen McGruff and son, wrapped it up with McGruff. He embraced me, go upstairs, met with the director. They had me rap the 98 freestyle, rapped it on the spot. The director was like, whoa. Like, yo, you gotta bring McGruff in the room. McGruff come in the room, I rapped it again. McGruff eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. He's like, whoa, that's your Big L right there. Gave me the cosign.
Oh, that was sweet right there.
Gave me the cosign. That was like the biggest cosign I ever received. And I was like, damn, like this really happened. And then the producer called Big Don, like, yo, this dude, Sean, he's like, yo, that's my little man. He's like, y'all chose the right person.
Fishy.
And that was like the second cosign behind that. And I was like, wow, like everything happened accordingly.
That's official. So how did you feel like in that moment? In that moment, you knew that you had the role. Was it more personal feeling with like personal
Connection?
personal satisfaction, or was it more or less like a connection for Big L? Like, yo, I'm doing this for the big role, for the homie, for the home team.
I felt like that from how you felt when you said it. I'm doing it for the big bro because it's like because I admire Big L so much that even on from Harlem, like I studied the man like from like his first album down to his freestyles, down to his second album, even the reason why his life got cut short and stuff like that. But it was like answers I wanted to know. It was like answers that I didn't understand why his life got cut short. So the only source that I wanted to find out was from his older brother, and that was like a personal connection. And he didn't have to give his name is Big Don. Shout out to Big Don. He didn't have to give that to me,
Right.
but he gave it to me because due to the fact that I was curious to know. But when he opened up to me, and he felt comfortable with me based on me. I'm like, wow, like damn, like. I felt like it was like a destiny thing,
Mm-hmm.
but also at the same time, too, it was like I ain't believe it. Like when I got the role, I ain't believe it. I was like, okay, like, I got the role, cool, with the scripts.
Right.
It's like I was like, okay, like with the scripts, I'm ready to get down. I'm ready to handle business
Right.
because that was my mentality. I didn't care about the hype because what was more important to me was making sure his older brother was satisfied, McGruff was satisfied,
Right.
that the producer chose the right person.
I'm glad you said that because what kind of pressure was there, if any, on you to really bring this role to life? Because they looked at you, they seen you, they heard you, the rap, but they ain't see you act for the most part. So how
Right.
much pressure was that on you,
Like,
if any?
no, well, they didn't know that I had acting skills already. You know what I mean? Like due to the fact that shout out to my brother's Scooter G. He already had a film company already and stuff like that. So he was doing films and stuff like that, and me doing songs and having the songs and soundtracks and stuff like that. But I never had intentions on being an actor. That was never my intentions at all. Like because that wasn't my passion. My passion was being behind the scenes and handling music, and
Right.
being a music supervisor, helping him direct the films and stuff like that. So the pressure is like I already had that in my mind. Like, oh, you gave me the role, I'm gonna do my diligence. That was my mind was super militant because I ain't care about fame. Like that's not my true intention to be having fame because people get an opportunity and feel like, damn, I got the fame, but they totally forget about the actual job,
The art of it.
like the art, like loving the art. Like they forget about it, and with that mentality, they get cocky, ego come in play, and they feel like, oh, I got this role and stuff like that. It doesn't matter about the role; it's about your skills in front of that camera and having the whole world look at you, because the whole world is really looking at you.
Definitely.
In this current time, the world's looking at you. So it's like now it's like, you got the opportunity. What's next? So I always been a person like, yeah, you gave me the opportunity, but I'm gonna rock this opportunity to the fullest potential, whether you like it or not. If I'm good at it, I look at it, I'm gonna critique myself. I'm an artist. I think we should do this better. I think, we need to do this better. Stuff like that. I'll probably give the director, like, I think I can do that better. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. Pressure, as far as like studying Big L lyrics, I knew his highlights, but I never knew the grit of the lyrics. I knew his highlights of his lyrics, but as I started studying his lyrics, I was like, whoa, like this is for real. Like I gotta constantly be rehearsing. But which is
Big L goes down in history as definitely one of the best lyricists ever.
Like in Harlem.
Not even in Harlem. In Harlem, of course, that's hometown. But just in the business, like, I think personally, like, lyrically, he can, or he was able to hold his own with at that time, the up and coming Bigs, Hoes, because there's footage out and there's rumors out that him and Hov went at it. You know what I'm saying?
I actually found out from McGruff that story was true. They actually went at it on 139th, right? And McGruff was telling me that it was a tie, and I was like, whoa, it was a tie? Like, yeah, it was like he was like L went in, and he said Hov definitely went in, and he couldn't say which better was. It's basically they was equal, and I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. But when they did the 95 freestyle on the beat, Bobitos and Stretch, people found out like L got him and stuff like that. But actually, when you hear a whole verse, it's like melodically he was following the beat melodically, and I'm like, like,
and that see the little things like that, the intricacies is what you would say makes a great MC.
Right.
Not a rapper, a MC, because he can do the melodic, but lyrically he's still killing.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
And people be like, oh no, L got him on the punchlines. No, L was super superior, advanced for his time, but it's like when you really hear Hov on that beat, when L and him was going at it, you hear him sonically, you like, this dude is really following that beat sonically, and he's still on his lyricism ish, and I'm like, whoa, like that's crazy, like, and it's just like you can't say Hov had a whack verse because he really didn't. You know what I mean? But even though he tried to catch up, but L was far more superior.
That's powerful, man. I love how you drop jewels. You're very in tune with the music.
Right.
If nothing else, you're very in tune with the music, and that's what I love about that. That they don't have just an actor playing L.
Right.
They have somebody that's in tune with the music from Harlem. All these things, for me, it makes a difference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. Now that you got the role, is the movie wrapped already?
Right now,
the
producers, the trailer is done. They currently promoting the trailer right now on IG on Big L Biopic. Big L Biopic, that's the trailer. You can check out just the trailer from there. Right now, their plans is to showcase the 9-minute trailer to certain places and stuff like that, so people can be able to see it, but by 2021. But right now, as far as that, they just want to have the trailer picked up by the right person that could be able to back it up, and then after that do a full-fledged movie. Once they do the full-fledged movie, I'm guaranteed playing L automatically through the producer
No doubt.
and the director. Shout out to Kevin Towery and Days, the producer, and shout out to C Style, shout out to Nine Live, shout out to Cal Dawson, because these people really have hands on as far as the project and stuff like that. So they more excited than I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more excited just to see this happen.
Right. So what's next? What's next for you, Seany Sean?
I have my project coming soon, and the following year of 2021 is called Give Me a Reason. I already have music videos for it. As far as like each project, I'm actually having each project that have music videos towards it. I already have like 5 music videos for the project. I'm basically doing 2 more songs on the project, so basically once I release the project, the songs is already out already.
Nice.
So
nice.
it's like following people like my influences is Big L, Nas, 50, Cam, Notorious Big, but mainly I follow what 50 does, because every time he release a project, he release every last music video so he could draw attention towards the project. So I love 50.
You're a student of the game, man. I love that. I love that. Y'all out there watching this, man, pay attention. Do your homework. It's very important to success and just being a staple in the game. Whatever game it is you win. If it's movies, if it's acting, if it's music, whatever it is, study, man. This interview was about him, Seany Sean, and him depicting Big L in the biopic. But like I said, we here for a moment, and in this moment, he dropped plenty of jewels, man. And I appreciate you for that.
No
Appreciate
doubt.
you for that. So in the midst of all of this, you know what I'm saying? Before you go, ask you some current event questions just to see where your mind at.
All right.
So in this in this climate, COVID, Black Lives Matter, police brutality, and all that, how has that affected you creatively? If it did, if it hindered you, if it it made you go harder with your creativity, with your art and all that. Like
I actually had it was a song that I actually wrote halfway, but I actually completed it because when I was working, because I actually got caught up in a riot from Soho and stuff like that. So when I seen that was happening, like it was like rhymes start popping up in my head. The second verse start popping up in my head, and when that started happening, it actually completed the last song for my project.
Wow, that's powerful.
So that right there, I wrote the first verse, and that was that. But actually, when I start seeing what was happening, it scared me. But also at the same time too, the next day I started coming up with lyrics like rhymes in my head because I started seeing everything. So it completed that. So it didn't hinder me. It just basically enhanced my thoughts on what was going on in the world. As far as performances, it didn't stop me. It's just that now artists is doing live streaming performances.
True.
Let the audience know. Listen, I'm doing this live streaming. You can purchase a ticket. Once you purchase a ticket, you get free merchandise, or you get this type of merchandise, or whatever the case may be, just to keep the consumer in tune, because it's not COVID shows is not happening right now, but you gotta feed the consumers on what they want. You know what I mean?
Supply and demand.
Right. So that's the mentality I'm on right now. It's like since COVID hit, I'm gonna start might as well doing live performances, stream it, let people know. I'm still gonna be able to promote my music and stuff like that, just to keep people in tune.
Dope. And what is your, in the ideal world, your ideal life? what's your end goal at the end of this? Like, snap of a finger, my ending is, you look back, you say, yo, I accomplished this, or whatever that may be.
Like, and people may sound crazy. Even my crew is here. Like, I told them that my end goal is to not be into the music entertainment business too long. Like, my goal is to drop 4 classic albums, for my fans and stuff like that, and after that, fall back and just give the next person the opportunity and push them to their fullest potential and stuff like that. Because it may be other things that I may be into. You know what I mean? Like, again, I admire people like 50, J,
right,
Master P and stuff like that, because eventually in hip hop you have to grow up. Eventually you have to grow up.
True.
You know what I mean?
And
like, you
some
have
people forget that part.
You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to be in that market, but eventually you got somebody else that's looking at you as a figure, a head figure, and they may be more hungry. They be like, I want to be like you and stuff like that. So
right.
Also too, that's my end goal, is just to drop 4 classic albums. Also to teach financial literacy to our culture, because nowadays, like, people don't know how to manage money, or people don't know how to invest into themselves and stuff like that, or even put money for a bigger save money for a bigger opportunity or a rainy day.
Right.
Because it happens. Because as a rap artist, they don't be up all the time, because everything is a seesaw. Like,
right.
You go up, you then go down. You may be here, you may be in a balance. So sometimes you have to, as a rap artist, you have to, as the money you're making, take that money, invest into something that you know that you can be able to fall forward, not fall back.
I like that. Fall forward.
I don't believe in falling back. If you fall back, you fall north.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? Tell you, my God dropping jewels right now.
You know what I mean? I don't believe in falling back. I believe in falling forward. So it's like when you plan ahead and you fall forward on something, you know that you fall forward with something that is going to not only benefit you, but your siblings, your family, your kids and stuff like that. Right. So it's like, I think financial literacy plays a major part behind our culture, because it's like, oh, you gotta get it how you get it. Yeah, but also too, oh, you only got one life to live. When people talk like that, it's just like, yeah, but also at the same time too, if you die, what you leaving behind? You basically saying F your kids.
Wow, that's deep.
And stuff like that. So that mentality I'm on. You know what I mean? Like, dope. Even though I'm a dope artist and stuff like that, but it's more to me.
So let me backtrack before we get out of here.
Yeah.
Why 4? Why 4 albums? Why you pick that number? Where did that come from?
Like, the way, like, the 4 albums is like, it's in my head right now, but it might be like a 5th album and stuff like that.
It's fair. That's real talk, though. That's real talk.
And maybe because it's like, look at Kanye. Kanye had College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and Twisted Dark Fantasy. Those are 4 classic albums that. I'm just using him as an example. Right. But those albums alone, you can't even talk bad about. You know what I mean? You can listen. You can actually.
After those, you can be like, hold on, yay.
Yeah, right. You can listen to that. It's like, you know what I mean? But overall, like, the reason why I say 4 albums is because I know that with the 4 albums, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna give it top, not only lyricism, content, story rhyming and stuff like that. Because I want to be great. I want to be great like Big. I want to be great like L. I want to be great like even Pop. Like, I want to be great just like them. You know what I mean? So, but nowadays, I'm not knocking the new artists.
Right.
I feel like they having their opportunities and stuff like that, dropping the singles and stuff like that, but they don't have no identity. You know what I mean? Like, you have this hot single. What's next?
Right. And that's crazy, because that's what Hov said about Rihanna. He said the song was bigger than she was. That was the reason he was trying. He didn't really want. He was kind of nervous to sign her. He said he don't like artists whose songs are bigger than they are, and that's exactly because the song, it it makes the artist disappear. You just know the song, you don't know the artist.
Right. You don't know them.
Right.
You don't know them internally. So that's why I admire artists like Nas and Hov and M because they have body of work. Even with the artists that was out before them, they have body of work, so they can constantly keep touring and stuff like
Right.
that. So people will be like, "Whoa, I remember this song when," because it brings them back. But now, with the artists that's out right now, it's like making the trill music and stuff like that. The only advice I could say is like, yo, just create a body of work that you know that you could people could enjoy. But nowadays, it's just trying to get in, get out, get the money. I ain't knocking that either, but it's like also at the same time too, you're gonna get faded fast.
This is true. With that, man, that's a we gonna end on that jewel right there. We gonna end on that jewel. You know what I'm saying? You get faded fast. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall back, you might fall off, all that good stuff. But we here, man. We appreciate you.
Nah, no doubt. Yo, it's a pleasure, B. Like word. On my Instagram is Sean Music. You also can check out my website, Sean Music. My SoundCloud, Sean Music, and movie biopic putting on coming soon. Project Give Me a Reason coming soon. Stay in tune.
My guy's quick. He's on point because I ain't gonna say yo, give me your information. He was on it, beat me to the punch. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I like. I love that, man. I love that. I love your energy. That's one of the reasons I wanted to sit down and really kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it, man. Another Moments with D-Hop. Featuring my guy, Sean.
For sure. Alright. Peace.
We out.